This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. 5 o'clock on this Thursday, the second day of the month. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. John Scalzi's here as well. And John seems a little milder each morning this week now.
Yeah, by a few degrees. We are developing this easterly wind flow, bringing in a little bit more humidity and moisture, and that's keeping our nighttime temperatures a little warmer. Daytime highs as well will be increasing a few degrees. Kind of holding about low 80s to, in some cases, mid 80s, and that's about where we'll stay right straight into the weekend. Right now, we're looking at pretty quiet conditions across the entire peninsula, actually. A few fair weather clouds over on the other coast, but mostly clear skies here locally, and almost big bright full moon out there. Full moon comes this weekend. 59 degrees in Parrish, 58 in Bradenton. Sarasota is at 57, 56 degrees Longboat Key. Venice at 53 as well. And the forecast calls for daytime highs to top out in the low 80s today under mostly sunny skies. Beautiful weekend coming up as well. We'll talk all about that in a few, right? All
right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now in Manatee County. A little buildup there on State Road 70 as you approach 301. Otherwise, all clear. Farther south now to Sarasota, the Bayfront, northbound around the Ringling and Main Streets area. Nothing too much. Also Clark Road in the westbound lane around Honore. South County all clear at 5:02 almost on your Thursday morning. Our top story this hour, a shooting at a Walmart in Thornton, Colorado has left 3 dead this morning. The suspect remains on the loose. He's described as a white male with a maroon shirt and black leather jacket. He walked into the store and opened fire on a group of people near the cash registers. It happened about 6 o'clock last night. We'll tell you more on the story as it develops right here on ABC 7. In the wake of Tuesday's attack in New York City, President Trump wants to crack down on the so-called diversity visa that allowed the suspect in this country in the first place. ABC's Janae Norman has the latest.
Overnight, the president calling for the death penalty, tweeting NYC terrorist was happy as he asked to hang ISIS flag in his hospital room, adding should get death penalty.
We got multiple casualties. This is a mass casualty situation here.
President Trump has continued to voice strong opinions in the wake of the deadly truck attack in New York City. Police say Sayfullo Saipov drove a large Home Depot truck swerving into a bike lane, mowing down pedestrians for nearly 20 blocks, almost a full mile, leaving 8 dead.
We'll have to come up with punishment that's far quicker and far greater than the punishment these animals are getting right now. Because what we have right now is a joke, and it's a laughing stock.
President Trump taking a tough stance on the man being labeled a terrorist, a stark contrast to the shooting in Las Vegas 30 days earlier, when for days the White House said it was inappropriate to talk about politics or policy. But the president hasn't stopped the political tweets since they started within hours of the New York attack, taking aim at the diversity lottery program that allowed the suspect into the U.S. 7 years ago.
Diversity lottery sounds nice. It's not nice. It's not good. So we want to immediately work with Congress on the diversity lottery program, on terminating it, getting rid of it.
Despite the president calling that a Democrat lottery system, that diversity visa program was signed into law by Republican President George H.W. Bush. It provides about 50,000 visas out of millions of applicants every year, and everyone accepted gets a background check. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
As you might have heard, that suspect in the deadly terror attack is a Florida resident with ties to Fort Myers and more recently to Tampa. Police say Sayfullo Saipov had a Florida driver's license on him when he was arrested. Just after the deadly attack, Saipov reportedly yelled Allahu Akbar, which means God is great. Now, the local Islamic community on the Suncoast is appalled by his alleged actions.
This has been the struggle of the religious way of life since forever. There's an effort of people who want to live a sincere spiritual lifestyle and those who want just to climb a power structure. And so it is very frustrating, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for people to come and know one another. And so there is an opportunity for communities to build stronger ties in relations with each other.
Aaron Moffat there says anyone is invited to come by the mosque in Sarasota off Lockwood Ridge Road to answer any questions they have about their faith. Emergency responders in Manatee County are making sure they're ready if terrorists carry out an attack on the Suncoast. Firefighters, police, first responders, the bomb squad, and a hazmat team all took part in a drill at Lecom Stadium yesterday in Bradenton. In the drill, 2 terrorists pull up to the stadium in a truck and release a chemical agent and then take off into the crowd. So all the different agencies then work hard to neutralize the threat and deal with mass injuries. A nursing student who volunteered in the exercise says it was really an eye-opener.
When you hear a police officer yell, "Get down," or something like that, we all started running. We grabbed each other's hands and started running. It was real to us. So that was a little bit weird. It snapped into focus real quick.
For these crews to come together that may not have an opportunity to train in the past, but we put them in an exercise like this, so we bring all these public safety agencies together, basically to work together under one system.
Several agencies have worked together on this Operation Inshore Slam for the past 11 months. A Riverview High School student is facing serious charges after allegedly making a threat on the social media Snapchat. Investigators say the student posted a photo of an apparent gun with text making a vague threat to the school. Well, deputies went to his house and determined he had a weapon. It was an airsoft gun. He was charged with a felony and booked on Wednesday and released to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Sarasota police responded to a major accident on Bee Ridge and 41 overnight. A viewer sent us this video of the scene. Police said the crash involved a motorcycle and another vehicle as well. Police also say there were injuries in the accident. We do not know the extent of those injuries. The intersection has since been cleared and is now reopened. The South Florida Museum is preparing for a major expansion plan. In order to get ready and funding for the project, the city of Bradenton is selling the property to the museum. The city is ending the 99-year lease and transferring the deed for the land to the museum for just $10.
I think if you look at contracts for other nonprofits across the country, it's probably something like $1 a year.
However, if the museum ever decides to become something other than a museum, there is a reverter clause that retransfers the property back to the city. All Sarasota County tax collector offices have started issuing new, more secure Florida driver's licenses and ID cards. The state has redesigned the licenses to include almost double the number of fraud protection measures. Security features include redundant data, ultraviolet ink, and optically variable features. Starting today, the Empty Bowls organization will hold luncheons to help out the food bank of Manatee County. Today, the event takes place at the Renaissance Hotel on 9th Street in Bradenton. Tomorrow's event happens in Lakewood Ranch on Main Street. The events go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Patrons will take home a hand-painted ceramic bowl. Empty Bowls is an organization fighting to end hunger across the country. Opponents to a major project on Sarasota Bay are not backing down. Environmentalists have now filed a lawsuit to block Aqua by the Bay. Our Dwayne Lindo has the latest.
Charter Captain Kathy Fannin takes visitors around Sarasota Bay daily just to get a glimpse of old Florida. She says the 500-acre development by Medallion Homes that was approved last month that will sit next to mangroves on the bay may change all that.
That is the last spot on this bay that I can take people to that has absolutely nothing but old Florida shoreline.
And points out if developers has its way, they'll have homes and condos draped over the shoreline, disrupting the ecosystem and the environment.
We have the beautiful white pelicans that come here every single year, and that is where the first place they come to when they gather here is that very shoreline.
Environmental group Suncoast Waterkeeper member Andy Melee says one of the primary issues on this suit against Manatee County is the denial of due process to the general public.
You know, they have to advertise these hearings like 3 to 5 days in advance. They have to post them. And the posting for this hearing said explicitly there will be no public comment. So a lot of people stayed away.
I mean, I don't know how you can legally tell the public that there will be no public input and then all of a sudden have a little powwow and everybody agree that this is now what we're going to do.
One of the changes made that concerned the group, the plan for up to 16 buildings at 95 feet high.
The point is we have no idea what the tallest buildings are going to look like at all. None. And they don't know, we don't know, nobody knows.
The group initially requested a meeting with the county's attorney to discuss these issues, but say they were forced into filing a lawsuit.
We shouldn't have to go to court to see our laws enforced. But the county made a strategic decision that they'd rather be sued by us than be sued by Carlos Baruf.
Bottom line, says Fannin, if the group loses, Florida loses.
It is a really important area, and even though we've won the small battle that we have won with no wall and no marina, that's not to say what they're going to do in the future.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Over half a century after their debut, the Houston Astros have finally won their first World Series championship. Playing for a city still reeling from Hurricane Harvey, the Astros won Game 7. Final score was 5-1 over the Dodgers last night. The Astros' last appearance in the World Series was in 2005 when they were swept by the Chicago White Sox. Houston fans packed Minute Maid Park back in Houston to celebrate, despite their team playing halfway across the country in L.A. A victory parade is scheduled for tomorrow in Houston. If you plan to fly over the Thanksgiving holiday this year, get ready for bigger airport crowds. The main trade group for U.S. airlines predicts 28.5 million Americans will fly over the 12-day period around Thanksgiving. That's an increase of 3% from last year. Airlines for America officials predict the Sunday after Thanksgiving will be the busiest travel day of all. And now you can fly from South Florida to Israel. LL Airlines is offering nonstop service 3 times a week from Miami to Tel Aviv. The airline flew the routes years ago but was canceled during the recession back in 2008. The Miami-Dade County mayor says he's confident this nonstop service to Israel will be a major success because Miami has the 3rd largest Jewish population in this country. Although it's not quite as chilly today as it was earlier in this week, this is the time of year to watch out for migrating manatees. Florida is home to more than 6,000 manatees. This time of year, the sea cow starts to migrate to warmer waters. Many seasonal manatee protection zones go into effect mid-month, but boaters should be extra careful because some signs may have been damaged by Hurricane Irma. So if you see a damaged sign in the water, you're asked to report it to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Those slow-moving sea cows in the water.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, aren't they? They're really kind of cool.
Slow, yes, very peaceful.
Very pleasant. You ever go swimming with them, or?
No, have you?
Yeah, down in Crystal River, it's really an amazing thing. Oh, you can't touch them and you can't interact with them, but you can certainly watch them at a fairly close distance, and it's really amazing. They're so gentle,
they have
so
a whole
cool.
thing there. Crystal River charges to get in the water, and they have a little concession there?
Crystal River doesn't charge, but there are different various places that do charge to take you on the boat out there to the springs and get up close and somewhat personal. We have some very pleasant weather for you over the course of the next several days. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
Well, that and also first alert traffic and a preview of the 30th annual Taste of Manatee event on this edition of Suncoast Scene. And later in the half hour, residents in Manatee County are having issues with FEMA. We'll tell you why and where.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures coming in at 59 degrees. We have a dew point value coming in at 57 and fairly clear skies out there. It's a big, beautiful moon. If you get a chance to look up and see that before the dawn breaks, it's really a nice sight. In fact, this weekend is International Moon Observation Day on Saturday. And we have a big, bright, full moon at that time. And it's going to be quite a sight, I think. Winds are calm currently. We have across the region 59 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca's at 58, Parrish is at 59, Bradenton at 58, Lakewood Ranch at 59, 63 degrees in Venice and Inglewood at 64, Longboat Key at 65. So right along the immediate coastline, temperatures are pretty warm. You jump back into inland areas, you lose about 4 or 5 degrees. We have across the country some pretty active weather in places, certainly in the Pacific Northwest. It's active. You've got an area of disturbed weather producing perhaps 1 to 2 feet of snow up there in the Olympic Mountain Ranges. Northern Rockies going to see some pretty good accumulations, I think. The frontal system dives south, connects up with another area of low pressure that'll produce some rain showers. Again today, stretching from the northern Gulf waters all the way up through really into the Ohio Valley and all the way into down east Maine eventually. This area of low pressure continues to lift toward Canada. For us, it's all about that high pressure ridge, which again provides us with just a beautiful day. Now, we do have an increase in surface moisture, and you probably have already felt that. Certainly you see it reflected in our nighttime low temperatures, which have become a little bit warmer. But in terms of producing any rainfall for us, not in the cards for you today. The air aloft is still way too dry to support showers. Now, on the other coast, you may get a spot or two of drizzle, but for us, the increase in moisture is most likely only to be reflected in some areas of patchy fog over the next several mornings. That will be mostly to the north of us. Mostly sunny skies, just a little bit warmer, still dry. By warmer, I mean we'll probably be hovering about average temperatures for this time of year, or perhaps just a little bit warmer than that by a degree. We're looking at an east wind coming in at about 10 knots, shifting a little bit more northeast and eventually northerly as a little trough of low pressure moves through the upper levels of the atmosphere. Well, I don't think it'll do much, though, to excite wind speeds. They'll still be at around 10 knots right straight through the nighttime period. You'll look for 83 as a daytime high today, and over the next several days, we'll keep those temperatures in the low 80s. And don't forget, early Sunday morning, clocks go back. Right?
That's right. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now in Manatee County. A little buildup there in 301 southbound as you approach University Parkway. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, a little buildup on Bee Ridge in the eastbound lane over Beneva. Maybe some construction barrels slowing down traffic there. And then South County, we'll check that and find not much to report at 5:19 on your Thursday morning. In the spotlight this morning, a look at the 30th annual Taste of Manatee. Our Linda Carson has our preview.
Taste of Manatee is coming back to Riverwalk after being away for 3 years.
In the park area here,
We're going to have the music and the stage set up here. We've got a great lineup of bands this year. And of course, this is all free to attend. We have Kim Betts and the Gamble Street Band, Jaw Movement playing reggae, the Big Daddy Band, and the Bearded Brothers.
There'll be 20 local restaurants with booths set up in the parking lot area. They will be competing in 4 different categories.
Best entree, best appetizer. We added best local ingredients. Our focus is local Manatee.
3 Manatee County culinary schools will also be competing. There'll also be arts and crafts booths, and you don't have to worry about missing the big game.
We have a tiki bar tent with big screen TVs for the college football games on Saturday.
And it's not all about fun. The West Bradenton Rotary Club hopes to raise $20,000 for 3 local community service organizations.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of Manatee County that take care of our children. Meals on Wheels Plus in the Food Bank of Manatee that feeds Manatee in many different ways through the senior programs and through the food bank. And a special project by the Rotary Clubs of Manatee County. It's an all-inclusive playground in 3 of the parks here in Manatee County.
A Taste of Manatee, a celebration of all things Manatee County has to offer.
It's all about local and our community, whether it's the restaurants, the bands, the music. It's all about our community and supporting our community out here on the waterfront.
And admission is free. The stage is going to be right here in this area. Just bring your lawn chair or a blanket, get some good food and drink, sit back and enjoy the great music. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Great event still ahead. Black Friday bargains for gadgets are already being rolled out. We'll have a preview. And later in the half hour, Venice Hospital gets its final grade from a nonprofit. We'll tell you how they performed. Stay with us, those stories and more when we come back.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Now slightly milder as you head out the door this morning. There's a nice shot of the Ringling Causeway as it's so nicely lit up at this hour of the day. Don't forget daylight savings time. Spring ahead, fall back. There you go. That's this weekend, 2 a.m. on Sunday. Don't forget that. Also, check out our Facebook page. There's plenty of fresh content each day. I've got a report tonight airing about the future of Sarasota Bay. Get a preview of that on my Facebook page, Ray Collins, ABC7. John Scalzi also has plenty of weather content as well at our local social media pages. Welcome back. We're at 5:24 now on this Thursday morning. Black Friday is still weeks away, but retailers are already announcing their deep discounts for gadgets. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details.
In today's Tech Bites, retailers already previewing their Black Friday sales.
Nintendo is pushing its portable gaming consoles with price cuts on its 2DS and 3DS. Costco will have big sales on TVs and Google Home.
And until tomorrow morning, Dell. Yes, Dell is making some of its Black Friday deals available, including deep discounts on laptops.
And Google is out with a new way to connect Bluetooth headphones to Android phones. It's called Fast Pair.
Just turn on a pair of compatible headphones near your Android phone, put it in Bluetooth pairing mode, and then just tap the notification to connect.
Boom.
And Instagram Stories now has 300 million daily active users. That's more than double Snapchat's users.
Stories rolled out 3 years later than Snapchat, but with a remarkably similar look.
A lot of people said that they stole the pattern from Instagram, from Snapchat.
It's similar.
It's similar. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Disabled American Veterans.
I am a veteran. I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory was finding the help I needed. Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Looking for balance in your digestive system? Try Align Probiotic. For a non-stop, sweet treat goodness, hold on to your Tiara kind of day. Get 24/7 digestive support with Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand, also in kids' chewables.
What is this? Oh, Triscuit, it's non-genetically modified. Non-genetically.
Triscuit is now non-GMO project verified. Triscuit makes skid happen.
I am also not genetically modified.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
My name's Greg Simone, president and founder of Care to Try. I'm excited to announce that this year we're hosting our inaugural 5K and 1-mile race. In addition, we are attempting to set a Guinness Book of World Records for the most amount of wheelchairs in a race. This is a call to action and we need your help. We'd like to set an environment where everybody's accepted. So please come out and join us in Wheel Unified. The event will be hosted on November 4th, 2017 at Lakewood Ranch CrossFit. Please go to our website, caretotry.org, where there are details for race sign-up.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, problems continue for an Ellenton neighborhood 2 months after Hurricane Irma. Plus, a nonprofit gives Venice Hospital an average grade, and the hospital is defending itself. And the mayor of Miami Beach wants to be your next governor, and he has the personal wealth to run a high-profile campaign. Is that enough? Those stories and more next on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And hello, early risers. 5:30 on this Thursday morning. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. And John, I think I saw a full moon. Could that be the case out there?
Pretty close to it.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big, bright, beautiful moon out there. Full moon actually on Saturday, but it's pretty close. Yep. Close enough. Richard, by the way, in Northport comes in with 54 degrees, and our weather watcher Mark in Palmetto also comes in with 54 degrees. So it's a mild start to the day. We're looking at a satellite view that shows not a lot of cloud cover across the state. And again, it'll be a mostly sunny afternoon. With the sunshine, we'll boost our temperatures up just a little bit, though currently we're at 58 degrees in a lot of places. Inland, particularly 59 degrees in Wauchula, 58 in Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Arcadia. We have 60 degrees and better right along the immediate coast at Longboat, Key Venice, and Inglewood, where we're coming in at 62 to 65 degrees. Sarasota right now at 59. Forecast daytime high comes in the low 80s today, just about average for this time of year, with plenty of sunshine around. We'll have that complete forecast for you in just a few. Ray?
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. That'll build up there on 64 in the eastbound lane east of the interstate. Be aware of that. Otherwise, no major backups at this hour of the day. Farther south, look at 41, already quite busy as you go from Proctor north toward Bee Ridge. Be aware of that. Also, Clark Road in the westbound lane around Beneva. South County all clear at 5:31 on your Thursday morning. Our top story this half hour, Hurricane Irma has certainly come and gone, but for residents of one neighborhood in Ellenton, problems still remain. The storm damaged a third of the houses in Colony Cove, and as our Rick Adams tells us, they are frustrated with FEMA's response.
Well, a lot of the people who live here are on a fixed income, and with these issues with FEMA, they tell us it's making life much more difficult. More than a month and a half after Hurricane Irma damaged many homes in the Colony Cove development in Ellenton, residents are still looking to get help from FEMA. Debbie Tucker, a resident whose roof was severely damaged, is spearheading an effort to get answers from FEMA. She says only a few homeowners got help from FEMA, while countless other claims have been denied.
FEMA has denied me because our house is habitable, which, yeah, I can live in it, but every time it rains in my living room, and I'm very concerned about mold.
Some other folks who are very concerned are Noreen Policio and her husband. Their roof was also severely damaged by the storm. They say more damage was done to their home by the crews who put on the blue tarp to cover the damaged roof.
Extremely stressful. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm just in remission. It's playing havoc with my system. My husband has COPD, is on oxygen, and now that I'm getting mold growing in the house, he can't even be in some of the rooms.
A FEMA representative visited the neighborhood Wednesday night, speaking with some of the residents, hearing their concerns. FEMA tells us there are different reasons why some claims are denied, mainly if a home is considered to be habitable or if the homeowner has insurance. They say there's still hope for the homeowners who have had their claims denied.
If you get a letter that says you're not eligible, there may be an avenue for you to update your application and to go through the process of appeal and perhaps getting that changed.
Colony Cove has more than 2,500 homes, a big percentage of which had minor to major damage. The development recently held a hurricane relief benefit, which raised more than $20,000. People who live here are urging FEMA to step up to the plate to help.
The amount of money that we are able to give is a drop in the bucket compared to some of their damages. I had a fellow tell me yesterday that his estimate for repair was $15,000. He told me he paid less than that for his home.
FEMA has extended their application deadline for Hurricane Irma survivors. The new deadline is now November 24th. And folks here are hopeful they get the answers they're looking for very soon. If you do have any questions or concerns relating to FEMA, you can log on to our website at mysuncoast.com. Reporting from Allentown, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Those wanting to voice their concerns about the area road improvement process will have a chance to do that later on today. The Metropolitan Planning Organization will host a public workshop at the Robert L. Taylor Center in Newtown. You'll be able to give input and help prioritize road construction projects being considered for the area.
And it's to talk about what can be done with transportation project prioritization to ensure that projects support health within the community, to ensure sidewalks get addressed where they're needed, and that all members of our community have a chance to benefit from transportation investments.
The workshop is co-sponsored with Transportation for America. Those wanting to attend can RSVP by visiting the MPO's website online. A Sarasota nursery is challenging part of a new state law that handles medical marijuana licenses. Trapa Flora is on Talavas Road. They filed a lawsuit last week. They're challenging the constitutionality of part of the law that gives the citrus industry preferential treatment when it comes to the state awarding medical marijuana licenses. The law directs the Department of Health to award 10 licenses, and up to 2 of those licenses should give preference to applicants that own a facility that is used for processing citrus fruit. Venice Regional Hospital has been given a C grade for safety by the Leapfrog Group. The nonprofit group called Leapfrog combs over hospital data before releasing the scores. Venice Regional scored above average in 27 categories, but below average in 11 categories. One area of improvement was the infections area, such as preventing MRSA. The hospital is responding to the ratings, saying the data Leapfrog used was out of date and doesn't reflect recent successes in fighting other infections as well. However, the rating is an improvement over the hospital's previous grade of D. Politics now. Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine says he is going to run for governor. Levine talked about his accomplishments as mayor to supporters yesterday. He also promoted his willingness to fight issues like climate change, something he criticized the state government for ignoring.
It's time to address climate change by changing Tallahassee's climate of denial.
Well, he'll be backed by his personal wealth of nearly $100 million. The election is next year. Florida's highest court is trying to determine whether it needs to step in to avoid what some are calling a possible constitutional crisis. The state high court held a hearing where an attorney for Governor Scott squared off against an attorney for the League of Women Voters. At issue, age limits are going to force 3 of the judges to retire the day the governor leaves office in January 2019. Governor Scott has said he plans to name 3 replacements that morning, but opponents say the next governor should get that opportunity, not him. We're hearing more reaction now from the White House about the indictments of 3 former campaign aides. Reporter Natasha Chen has the latest.
When President Trump returns from his upcoming trip to Asia, Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team is expected to interview Hope Hicks. She's the president's communications director and one of his closest and longest-serving aides. This comes on the heels of Monday's arrests, giving insight into the scope of the investigation into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia.
Mr. President, what's your reaction to George Papadopoulos?
Thank you very much.
Your reaction to the guilty plea, Mr. President? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
President Trump ignored questions on Monday's bombshell developments in the case. Instead, he took to social media to attack this man, former campaign foreign policy advisor George Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos has been working with federal investigators for months and pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russia during the campaign.
Look, this individual was the member of a volunteer advisory council that met one time over the course of a year.
He was the coffee boy.
Despite a 2016 photo showing Papadopoulos with candidate Trump in a small meeting of the campaign's national security team. Mueller's office has reached out to several White House officials as the probe into Russian interference has widened to include the firing of FBI Director James Comey. Mueller's team is also reaching out to people who were aboard Air Force One when President Trump put out a statement claiming his son's meeting with a Russian lawyer was about adoptions. Emails from Trump Jr. indicated he expected the meeting to be about information damaging to Hillary Clinton. In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen.
The CIA has released thousands of files from the 2011 raid on Osama bin Laden. The latest document dump is in addition to the public collection dubbed Bin Laden's bookshelf. Among the files is bin Laden's personal journal. A 2014 appropriations bill requires the Director of National Intelligence to review documents obtained from the raid and make declassified files available to the public. Lawmakers investigating Russia's alleged election meddling released a sample of Facebook ads created by a Russian troll farm. Facebook says it found more than 3,000 ads linked to the Internet Research Agency, which has ties to the Russian government. The ads were designed to divide different sectors of American society on issues like race, gun ownership, and law enforcement. Some ads alluded to President Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders. Facebook says more than 11 million people saw the ads in the last 2 years. Meantime, the head of Facebook says the company will invest more heavily in security now. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says profits will take a hit because of the moves in the future. Facebook's general counsel testified on Capitol Hill that Facebook had more than 10,000 people working on safety and security. The company plans to double that amount by the end of the year. Zuckerberg said protecting the security of the social network goes beyond elections. It also means, quote, strengthening all systems to prevent abuse. Online retail giant Amazon is offering an alternative reality for holiday shoppers this year. The company has rolled out its Black Friday Deals store, which bargain offers throughout the day after Thanksgiving. And for the first time, shoppers can see things using augmented reality. So get this. Amazon says iPhone customers can shop for home office products, decor, and electronics, and get a look at how those products would look in their own homes. Here's how it works. They can choose to shop in augmented reality through the Amazon app. They can pick a product and overlay it onto their living spaces to see how it fits. The app also allows products to rotate a full 360 degrees.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow, curtains and couches and pillows kind of do a little look at how they look in your rooms.
Right, right. Wonder if you can do that with clothing yourself. Try on different clothes. There was a thing that they were doing that for a while there in some of the department stores. Actually,
Yeah.
You would walk in and instead of actually trying them on, you could you know, look at yourself in a bunch of different clothes real fast.
You have to choose your body shape, and we might be tough on ourselves.
That's true. I don't know how that would work out. We have some very pleasant weather shaping up for you today. A little bit warmer today. You can use a little bit warmer, right?
Oh, I can use that right now. That's right.
All right. Well, that's coming our way this afternoon. We'll talk about it in a sec.
Also, first alert traffic and the latest in treatment and prevention of shingles in Health Smart.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? you'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
Meteorologist John Scalzi.
59-degree air temperature, fairly clear skies out there, almost a full moon, and a dew point value coming in the upper 50s, a little bit higher than over the last several days. That increase in our dew point is also responsible for an increase in our air temperature. Moist air holds heat better than dry air, and consequently, when the sun goes down, the temperatures don't fall off quite so rapidly when you have moist air. 61 degrees in Wauchula, 60 Arcadia, 59 degrees in Mayaca City, 60 in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 61, 62 in Northport, 66 in Englewood, Venice at 64, and Longboat comes in at 68 degrees. Across the state, things are pretty quiet right now thanks to a big ridge of high pressure that continues to be the dominant weather feature for us over the next several days. Don't really see much change in this that's going to be anchored in basically the same location. It's going to take all of these fronts that you see and keep them well to our north, so they really aren't going to impact our weather whatsoever. They are producing some pretty rough weather at parts of the country, though. If you're flying today anywhere in the tri-state region on back toward the Ohio Valley, there could be some airport delays because of some stormy weather there. But the heaviest of the storms, the strongest of the storms, will be located in a line that kind of stretches from the northern Gulf Coast up through parts of Kentucky, Tennessee into the Ohio Valley. This area right in through here. That is the location where there could be some severe weather, though the risk is not all that great. Then back to the west, big snowstorms in the higher elevations of the northern Rockies could see 1 to 2 feet of snow building there. For us, it's all about that high pressure ridge and a general wind out of the northeast. That's going to drive in a few scattered sprinkles over on the other coast, but they have no chance of making it across the entire peninsula into our area. It's not going to happen because the air is still way too dry aloft. So mostly sunny skies, a little bit warmer, and still dry conditions all across the Suncoast, at least aloft. Now at the surface, it's going to be a little bit more humid as we drive in this moisture from this general northeasterly wind flow. Might catch a few clouds as well. Don't be surprised to see that. And there's a possibility of some patchy fog, particularly north of Tampa Bay and inland areas mostly, but that does exist over the next several days. As far as rainfall goes, though, you're not going to see much. Titan radar quiet right now and across the nation. Again, this area of disturbed weather that stretches up into the Ohio Valley and then moves on up into down East Maine. And then the snow showers ongoing back to the west and some specific northwest rain showers along the coast. Forecast looks good for us. For boating today, nice weather. East wind at about 10 knots shifts a little more northeast. That'll bring you a light chop and 2-foot seas. Forecast looks good for the rest of the week, actually. But don't forget, on Sunday, those clocks go back early on. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, John. Checking First Alert traffic now. A little build up there on 301 as you approach I-75 up in Ellington. So be aware of that. Also farther south, 301 in both directions around State Road 70. Also, 301 northbound as you get past Fruitville Road, and the Bayfront's busy as you head toward the Ringling Causeway. Let's check farther south now. All clear in the South County map at 549. If you've had chicken pox, then you are a candidate for shingles. Yeah, in today's Health Smart, Mary Maloney tells us about the new vaccine and tips to treat the virus.
There's a new shingles vaccine called Shingrix, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommend getting it, especially for adults 50 and older. Anyone who has had chickenpox is at risk of a shingles outbreak, and while shingles itself is not contagious, the virus that triggers it is, meaning anyone who's never had chickenpox can catch it just by exposure to someone with an active shingles outbreak. The CDC says almost 1 in 3 Americans in their lifetime will get shingles, the painful, itching, blistering rash that tends to occur on one side of the body can last for weeks and flare up for no reason. So here are some helpful tips to treat shingles. Keep the rash open to the air and wear loose clothing. Only bandage the sores if you live with or are around children or adults who have never had chickenpox. And to alleviate some symptoms, apply baking soda, a medicated lotion, or use a cool compress on the affected area. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Up next, your top local news headlines, and an Ohio boy's wheelchair got its own makeover for Halloween. We'll show you his tricked out ride after this.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
There's a pretty shot of downtown as you look across the Rosemary District, south at the skyline and towards South County. 5:54 right now as you awaken on this Thursday morning. Here are the top headlines on the Suncoast today. A Riverview High School student is facing felony charges after allegedly making a threat on Snapchat. Investigators say the student posted a photo of an apparent gun with the text reportedly saying the school was going to be, quote, lit up. Some Ellenton residents say FEMA is too slow in responding to their hurricane damage there. A third of the houses in Colony Cove were damaged by Irma nearly 2 months ago. And the Empty Bowls organization will hold luncheons to help out the Food Bank of Manatee County. The first is today at the Renaissance on 9th and Bradenton, and the second is tomorrow in Lakewood Ranch. An Ohio boy who uses a wheelchair dressed as a hero for Halloween. 13-year-old Mekay Hall has cerebral palsy. He can't walk or talk, but that doesn't stop him from trick-or-treating in style. Look at this. He and his wheelchair were transformed into comic book superheroes this year. He was a real hero dressing as a police officer. His wheelchair became his squad car, complete with lights and sirens, and the Middletown police chief even provided him with a uniform as well, making him feel very special on Halloween. Good for him.
Very creative. Good idea.
5:55 right now, and I've noticed it was very chilly earlier in the week, and now every morning a little milder.
Right, yeah. We actually had some temperatures earlier on this week that were in the 30s.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, quite a difference between that and the 50s that we have now, and even some 60s right along the immediate coast. So this is about where we should be for this time of year, and November being a very dry month, this is also as dry as it should be for this time of year. So it's nice weather, great weather.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. More of John's forecast for the weekend and local traffic and more local headlines after this. Stay with us.